Hi everyone, I'm Miss Gabby from the Osaka Harris Public Library, and today we're going to be doing like a makeup tutorial, so I'm sorry that we're kind of so close and personal. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do like cuts and like gashes on your face. So if you guys are a little queasy about fake blood and like all that gory stuff, I suggest not watching this video. So the things you're going to need are some liquid latex. I just got this from our local Halloween store. Some tissue paper or paper towels, depending on whatever you have laying around the house. We have a bunch of face paints. And then this is optional, you do not need to use this, but I have some liquid foundation that I'm going to be using to blend it with my skin tone. That is totally optional, you do not need to use it. And then I have some scissors. Be careful, this step is going to be a little bit dangerous, and you'll see why when we get to it. And then I also have some like paint brushes and sponges and all that stuff. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take some tissue paper or paper towels or even cotton balls if you have them. Just going to take one sheet and put the rest away. And you're just going to want to cut it up or rip it up. You're just going to need like little pieces like this. Just put them to the side. This is a very easy and inexpensive makeup tutorial that honestly doesn't even take that much effort. So just ripping up a bunch of pieces. They don't have to all be the same size, just as long as they're generally like a little bit large. So I have some of it. I'm gonna put this on the side just in case we need more. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is take some liquid latex, and then I'm just gonna take this makeup sponge that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I'm gonna take my mirror really quick so that I can look at you guys. And you're just gonna wanna dab it anywhere that you're gonna want to put the cut. So just put a line of it down, and then you're gonna want to take a piece of tissue paper and then just put it on to where you put the liquid latex. And then if it's too big, then you can just rip it off like that. The one thing about liquid latex you're gonna want to know is it does get stuck in here if you put it on like a hairline or anything, so it might be a little bit difficult if you get it stuck in like a sideburn or like an eyebrow or something like that. But if you do, the main thing you're gonna want to just do is take some warm water and soap and just kind of just like place it on there and just kind of rub it off. So after you put the first piece of tissue paper down, you're gonna want to take liquid latex again and just go over where you put that one piece of tissue paper, like that, and you're just gonna wanna like smooth it down, like that. And then you're gonna wanna take another piece of tissue paper and put it right over that again. This whole process is pretty much just layering. You're gonna layer the tissue paper, you're gonna layer the liquid latex. If it rips off, just put it right back onto it. That. Sorry if I'm looking off to the side. I put the mirror there so it's easier. I'm gonna take more liquid latex. Just put it down really quick. Just stick that on. And dab it down. Like that. Taking the liquid latex and just kind of getting some on there. Adding it. And then I'm going to take another piece and just keep layering it until it just turns into like a thick kind of just like stack of tissue paper and liquid latex pretty much. So I'm just going to rip it up a little bit because it's too big for that one spot. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take some scrap that we have over here. I'm just gonna pour some liquid latex onto it so that it's easier for me to get it out of the bottle and onto my face. So I'm just gonna pat that down. You can hold it down with your hand if you need to. Like this. If it comes off, like it just happened for me, just pat it down with your finger. Moving my hair out of the way so that it doesn't get stuck. Just gonna keep putting it on. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna put one more layer on. And then I think that's gonna be good enough for me. So I'm just gonna rip it a little bit because it's too big. So, and then I'm gonna put it right on there. I'm just gonna fold it over itself. Okay. And then once again, take the liquid latex and just pat it down and smooth it out. So this is gonna be the top layer, so you're gonna wanna smooth it down as much as possible. Don't mind the hair, I'm sorry guys. I just wanted it to get out of my face. And also, if you have like an old t-shirt that you don't care about getting like face paint or anything on, I suggest wearing it. Because when we get down to the paint, or if you're using fake blood, it might get on the shirt. So I suggest using one that you don't really care about as much. So I'm just gonna smooth down that corner. Like that. Okay. Okay, so after you have down your layers, you're just gonna let it dry down so that it's not wet or tacky or anything. You're just gonna wait till it's completely dry. I don't have a fan or a blow dryer with me, but if you had like a hair dryer, you can like just spray it on with cool air so that it doesn't burn you. So I'm just gonna fan it with my hand like this. It's gonna take a little bit, I'm sorry. But after it's dry, what you're gonna wanna do is be very careful. First off, is you're gonna take a pair of scissors, and it's gonna be a little bit difficult because it's on my face, but you're gonna like find like an opening and just kind of snip down the middle without getting your skin, like that. And then if you get a big enough one, you can just kind of rip it open with your fingers at a certain point. And that part came up over here, so I'm just gonna take more liquid latex, just kind of pat that part down. Like that. Okay, so then after you cut that part open, just gonna take your fingers and just kind of spread it open a little bit. Like that. So that it's like a hole in the middle of the tissue paper. Making it a little bit bigger. That. So what you're gonna want to do after this is an optional part. You don't have to do this at all. Is you're gonna I'm taking some foundation and I'm just gonna pump some on the back of my hand, and then I have another makeup sponge over here. I'm just gonna take that and just kind of go over the tissue paper so it kind of looks like a skin tone. If you have skin tone face paint, you can use that. You don't need to use it at all. You can just cover it up with a bunch of fake blood. This is totally up to you. So I'm just gonna take my mirror now and just do it right here so you guys can see. Okay. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit more on the back of my hand and just get all the white patches that are left over. So. And then I'm just gonna pat it around the same area kind of, so so that it kind of blends in with that side of my face. Okay, so now that it has the same skin tone, semi, it's not gonna be perfect. You're gonna, you can powder it down if you want, but I'm not gonna. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go in with my face paints. So the first color I'm gonna use, I'm just gonna take one of my paintbrushes and just water it down because these are water paints. So I'm gonna take this dark red kind of color and I'm just gonna go in the middle of it. Just gonna go into the middle of the cut and start putting the red in so that it gives it kind of like a, like a scab kind of color. So you know, like when you fall down and like you scrape your knee and you get a scab and it's kind of just like this like dark mucky brown kind of color. So that's the kind of color we're going for. So you can even go underneath the inside, like the flaps of the inside of the cut, like that. Okay. So now that you have that red base down, it's not perfect. As you can see, there's still like some white patches. That doesn't matter at all. So I'm gonna put that red down and I'm gonna go in with this dark purple. I'm gonna use the same brush and everything. It doesn't matter if the colors mix together or not because they're all, the more you blend pretty much the colors together, the better it's gonna be, I feel like. So I'm just gonna put that purple down right over that, going a little bit on the edges kind of. Okay. Gonna drag it up a little bit and down, going over the flaps. Okay, so now that the red and purple are down, I'm gonna take this small kind of detailed brush and take some black on that. Black paint, and then I'm just gonna go along kind of the edges of it. I'm not gonna go through the whole inside of the cut. I'm just gonna go like down and up through the cut to kind of give it like an illusion that it's kind of tearing a little bit, like that. And then I'm just gonna go along the edges of the tear. To give it kind of like an old scab kind of look. So now that it looks like that, I'm gonna go in with one more color. I'm gonna clean off the brush really quickly with my water. And then I have some paper towel here. Sorry. And then I'm just gonna wipe that off really quick. Okay. And then I'm gonna go in with this royal blue color. I'm just gonna wet my brush and just get some of that blue color on there. And I'm gonna add the blue to add kind of like a bruising effect, and I'm just gonna mix that in with the red and the purple that's on the inside. And if you need to add more of either of those colors, go ahead and do that. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more of the purple along the edges, kind of to blend it in. Like this. Usually we have this program in person, but due to the fact of the whole like pandemic and social distancing, we're not doing it in person with everyone here. So I usually go and teach the kids how to do it step by step together. So it's a lot more fun, but I still think this is awesome. I love Halloween. I love makeup, especially Halloween makeup. I feel like Halloween is my favorite time of year. I usually say Christmas, but I don't know, I go a little too excited around Halloween time. So, okay. So after you have all the coloring and basing down, you can use fake blood. We are making our own fake blood today, which I'm very excited about. So let me just get like a base where I can do this. So I'm just gonna use this plastic bag because that's what I have laying around right now. So what you're gonna need is some Vaseline or some chapstick, and then some face paint. That's all you need. You can use food coloring, but I'm using face paint just so that there's no risk of getting stained, like staining red on my face. So what you're gonna do is just take the Vaseline or the chapsticks. This is just some Carmex that we bought from like Family Dollar. And then you're gonna spray it out like that. And then I'm gonna take some of the red. Just gonna put it down here. I'm gonna take some of the red in the back of a brush, and I'm just gonna scoop some of that red face paint out like that. And then just mix it in with the Vaseline. And it's gonna give you that red color. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of purple, of the dark purple that we put inside of the cut, just to add a little bit more of like that crimson kind of color instead of just a straight red. I'm gonna add that in there and mix it up so it gives you that darker kind of color. And it's shiny. You can use canola, not canola. It's like the castor oil. You can use that. I forgot what it's called, but you can use that instead of this if you wanted to, or you can buy real blood. It's all up to you. We're just using what we had laying around. So I'm just gonna take some of that fake blood that we made on the back of the brush and just kind of spread it down onto the cut. So I'm gonna start from the inside and just kind of like go up, and then I'm gonna take it into like the sides of the cut coming out. And this is the part where you can cover all like the white spots if you didn't use foundation, or if you even used foundation, you can just like kind of cover up all the areas like this. And it kind of just gives like that extra shine, so when it shines up in like a light or a picture, it's gonna look like fake blood. It might not look at like certain angles, but like when you tilt your head, there's still like that glossy from the Vaseline. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more going up that. I'm just gonna put a little bit going down my face so that it's dripping. Okay. Okay. So after you do that, you're done. So this is pretty much how you use liquid latex and tissue papers to make a fake cut. This is a fun Halloween idea that you can do instead of going and spending a bunch of money on a costume. You can just do a bunch of these, or there's so many other things you can do with liquid latex that I can happily show you guys. So leave a comment or email us at childrens@woonsocketlibrary.org and show us your Halloween makeup and Halloween spruces, and let us know what you thought of the video. See you guys next time. Bye.